Good evening, Caleb from Bailey Beefers. So this video is a quick explanation on our bale grazing lanes and how we introduce supplemental feed after the winter grazing period. In the wintertime we have to feed our cattle some hay, even though if we could we'd be grazing the whole winter, but we get pretty harsh winters here, Zone 5B, southern tier of New York. A lot of ice and snow. The cattle just can't graze through that. So there are periods of time where we feed hay. And what we do is we feed the hay in lanes or strips, and we just use polywire and expose a bale or two at a time. And what that does for us is keeps the cattle depositing their urine and manure in very strategic areas on our farm. We try to pick areas that, number one, are accessible for our cows, that, you know, keeps them from slipping and sliding all over the hill. Obviously, we don't want to put our bales on a side hill where it's real wet, ice patches. We're looking for a very low maintenance and simple winter feeding pattern. So that's our number one priority. But number two is we pick part of the farm that needs the most nutrients. And this last winter grazing season, we put them in this about 5-acre piece, and really low fertility, a lot of weeds and other things growing here, and this is unbelievable what happened. Now, we elected not to cover crop this. However, this section we fed as well, and we basically went through and lightly disked what the cows trampled over the wintertime, the manure, the hay. We disked that a little bit to smooth it out, and then we just simply broadcasted an 11-way mix. And this is what we have. It's unbelievable. We have a serious amount of feed here, and each one of these plants is super awesome feed for the cows, and it does a very specific thing for the soil. We're constantly thinking about how we can improve our soil, because that is how we improve our bottom line and how we produce healthier beef for you folks. And just for some examples here, this corn-looking plant, this is actually Sudex, sorghum Sudan. It's a brown midrib. That means that there's that brown streak in the middle. It's a more digestible variety. And this here is the most productive cover crop plant that you can put in if you're looking for supplemental grazing for your cows, just more tonnage per acre. This stuff gets 8-10 feet tall. This year it isn't as productive for some reason. I mean, it's up to my waist right now, planted in early June. Not quite sure why. I don't know if it's the amount of rain or what's going on, but not enough sun. But anyways, you can see there's a turnip. There's peas in here. These little purple flowers are hairy vetch. There's rape. There's a daikon tillage radish, which I don't know if I can find one of those, but I'll try. They have a very deep taproot on them. Here's an example of turnip, purple top. So another reason we do this is I like to hunt deer, and last year I was fortunate enough to take a nice 7-pointer, 125-inch deer. It's part of the reason why we have these animals up here. The beef cattle make this stuff way more palatable and fertile, and the feed is so much better for the deer, and this is definitely good for the deer. So anyways, again, lightly disked where the cows were, broadcast, I don't know, probably 10 pounds to the acre, maybe 15 of a mix. I can share that with you if you're interested. The mix is kind of advanced in terms of how many seeds, what percentage of seeds goes into the mix. A lot of seeds are real small, but we don't get real concerned with it. The seed gets in the ground, it germinates, and it grows. So really excited about this, and can't wait for later in the fall when the cows run out of feed. They're going to be able to get in here, and this stuff's going to be, you know, 7-8 feet tall. We'll be able to give them a little slice of it every day. And I've got like 3 or 4 pieces like this, so that should get me about 30 days worth of grazing. Quick math, if a 25 cow herd eats 2,000 pound bales a day, or even a 1,000 pound bale a day at 40 or 50 bucks, and I save 30 days, you can do the math. I don't have $1,500 in seed in this, or fuel or anything. So it's a really good deal. People need to start thinking about doing this type of stuff. Again, it's awesome for your soil. Every one of these plants does more than the perennial grasses, in my opinion. There's a lot of nitrogen fixing going on. There's a lot of clovers in this mix. There's a crimson clover, yellow blossom, sweet clover. I put perennial mammoth red clover in here. So anyways, just awesome way to utilize the winter bale lane that otherwise might have just bale ring spots, and you might not get the production out of that acreage. So keep that in mind. Message me. Always willing to show anyone who is interested in learning more. I kind of came up with this on my own, me and my dad, and you know, it worked really well for us. So please like and subscribe. This is going to be the first of many videos for Bailey Beefers. Pretty proud of our operation, and if you're ever interested in buying some of our animals, pure grass animals, grass genetic, PM me. I am using Greg Judy's bull here soon, and we're really excited about that. If you don't know who Greg Judy is, look him up on Facebook. Guy is he's the best in the business in terms of grazing a beef cow. So a ruminant animal, actually. He has sheep and beef. So thanks for watching. Have a good night.